The reason why I think McMahon could work is if we're going to be giving Tucker a contract, if we're going to be giving Happ and Horner and maybe Seiya a contract because their contract year is next year. Ryan McMahon's already under contract to eat up at least 2 or overlap at least 2 of the X amount of years we're going to give Horner, Happ, Seiya, Tucker, whoever we decide to resign out of those guys. But Tim, we're going to move into the final topic that we're talking about today. I will say this is a part 1 of part 2. We will finish this overall discussion next week. And the reason why is...
you're going to have to stay tuned for the end.
The reason why is Matt Shaw is in this discussion. But we've only seen him play 1 game since he's been called back up. So Tim and I want to see how Matt Shaw plays this next week. We'll revisit this topic in part 2 next week. But we got part 1 for you right now. So Tim, last week we talked about trade rumors. The whole podcast was talking about trade rumors. And one name that was thrown out there was from the Rockies, 30-year-old Ryan McMahon. Well, it came out yesterday, Tim, that there are several teams keeping a close eye on the Ryan McMahon situation for the Rockies. And 2 of the names that have been leaked out there for sure, we know the Cubs are watching it. We know the Dodgers are watching it. Now, the Phillies could be watching it. The Yankees are rumored to be watching it. Basically, if you're a playoff team, you could be looking at and need like a hitter, a third baseman. You're looking at Ryan McMahon. Could he help this team? Especially if you're like the Cubs and the Dodgers, who were already leaked out there. Dodgers need infield depth. We need a third baseman badly. We need somebody that we could say, that's my third baseman each and every game. So far this season, though, Ryan McMahon, he's been playing well. The Rockies, they're a team that is on pace to win, I believe, 25 games when I checked a couple days ago. Tim, the first question
it's got to be more than that at this point, but
the first question I'm going to ask you, right? Because there's 2 in my head, and I'm like, which one do I want to ask you first? And the one I'm going to settle on first is just knowing the Cubs are looking at Ryan McMahon. How confident are you that the Cubs could land McMahon if they needed to trade for him, just knowing that a team like the Dodgers is also on the prowl as well?
First of all, great question.
Thank you.
When we brought this up last week, you brought up that he's unofficially on the trading block, and you rattled off about 9 teams and Cubs being involved and being interested. I kind of didn't consider it. It's kind of like almost like there's 9-10 teams. That's a third of the league is trying to get this guy. That obviously decreases our chances. You came out with this with some team names today that are in the big hunt and running, being the Dodgers and the Cubs. Now you piqued my interest.
Mm-hmm.
What I think is, what do the Rockies want in return? Now, the Rockies are much like a team like the Brewers, like I said, that are very young because they can't really afford to pay a lot of top-name talent. That's why everybody picks off of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know who has more farm prospect talent, us or the Dodgers. Now, I think the Dodgers kind of have done this move 2-3 years in a row. I would be shocked if they have more top prospects than we do in terms of top 100 in baseball. I have not looked at the list, so I could be totally wrong on that. But if it's trading for the future from Colorado's side, I think we have more to offer.
So in the top 100, the Dodgers have 5 prospects in the top 100. The Cubs have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the top 100.
Okay, so it's closer than I thought.
So obviously for us, our 6 in the top 100 are Matt Shaw, Cade Horton, Ballesteros. Those guys are the guys already in the majors. There's also Owen Cassie, Kevin Alcantara, and then 20-year-old who's in he's an A+ right now. So he's very low in the farm system. Jefferson Rojas, the middle infielder, shortstop,
Rojas, yeah.
second baseman. The Dodgers, their prospects.
I don't think there's a chance the Cubs trade Cade Horton this year.
Yeah. So the ones that the Dodgers have, I will say this. We have more that are major league ready. Because we have all AAA and then, there's the 1 A+ guy.
Yeah, sure. That's kind of what I was getting at.
So they have Dalton Rushing, who's the 15th ranked prospect overall. He's in the MLB already. They have Josue De Paula, 33rd overall, outfielder, but he's an A+. They have Zaire Hope, outfielder, 45th overall. He's in single A+. Alex Freeland, the shortstop, third baseman, 48th overall. He's in AAA. And then they have the 63rd Jackson Ferris, left-handed pitcher. He's in AA. So we have more AAA and major league probably ready prospects.
The projected starting year, yeah. We have more ready players. Yeah.
We have definitely. 3 in the MLB already, 2 are in AAA, 1's in A+.
So if you're trading for Ryan McMahon, you're the GM of the Cubs. Is Matt Shaw definitely in the trade because why not? Or are you trying to hold on? Is there any part of you that would try to package a trade while still trying to keep Matt Shaw and get Ryan McMahon?
If I'm the Cubs,
or do you see no point in that?
No. If I'm the Cubs, Shaw would have to be in there, mainly because if they're giving me their MLB ready third baseman, they're going to want somebody who's going to be like filling that hole.
Possibly. But like, I'm just wondering, is there, or do you see no point in holding Matt Shaw if we have Ryan McMahon? Maybe we can give Matt Shaw, who's our number 1 prospect, and less, because I don't think it's going to take four prospects, 4 farm guys to get Ryan McMahon. I don't think he's that high of a commodity. I think
it's not like it would take more to get
prospects
Devers
and a guy to fill in the contract or whatever.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree with you. It probably isn't going to be that heavy of an asking price for Ryan McMahon. The thing,
and Matt Shaw might eat up a lot of that meter. You know.
Yeah, I mean, to me, if I'm looking at the Cubs prospects, right? And yet again, this comes into the question is how many of the prospects do you want to part with? If we were getting Ryan McMahon, I wouldn't be mad at getting rid of Matt Shaw, even though, and this is the reason why I brought up McMahon last week, is he's got 2 years on his contract after this one. So the reason why I think McMahon could work is if we're going to be giving Tucker a contract, if we're going to be giving Happ and Horner and maybe Seiya a contract because their contract year is next year, Ryan McMahon's already under contract to eat up at least 2 or overlap at least 2 of the X amount of years we're going to give Horner, Happ, Seiya, Tucker, whoever we decide to re-sign out of those guys. I just look at it and I go, but then he's 31, 32. Matt Shaw is 23. And this is where, like, what we were talking about earlier, it's like, what fork do you want to go? And
right, but Ricky, that the age thing shouldn't matter to you because we're winning now. Right? You're right. Ben Zobrist was when we got him?
He was like 32, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But here's the thing though. when we got Zobrist.
We're not bringing him in to be the cleanup hitter. You know, we're looking to bring him in to make this all 9 on the field or all 8. The most solid core of fielding and hitting that you can find.
Tim, I'm going to read off some stats. You tell me if you would want this guy on the Cubs.
Is this? Oh, this isn't Ryan McMahon?
I'm just going to read off stats. You tell me if you want this guy on the Cubs, yes or no. Okay. So this guy has 21 runs, 32 hits, 6 home runs this season, 11 RBIs. He's walked 29 times, struck out 59. He's batting a .206 with an OPS of 708.
No.
So you would not
I'll tell you why.
You would not want him. Go ahead.
No, I'll tell you why. Well, okay. I pulled up a random Cub, and I just weighed those stats against what our average in the lineup guy is.
Yeah.
And they're worse.
Okay. Can I read you off?
You want to know who that guy is?
Yeah, go ahead.
Michael Busch.
Michael Busch, okay.
I'm going to read this for you. Michael Busch.
Go ahead.
Who would you say is kind of our middle of the rotation guy in terms of
lineup
best
guy
versus worst? 22 runs, 39 hits, 7 homers, 25 RBIs, 18 walks, which your guy has more of, 44 strikeouts, a .258 average, and an OPS of 826. So 7 out of 8 of those stats, Michael Busch is better than. I would like to bring in a guy that could probably be equal or better than that.
So what if I told you that the guy that I read off is an above average fielder?
What position?
Third.
Above average fielder.
Above average defender.
I would say that Matt Shaw is an above average fielder.
The stats I read you off were Ryan McMahon's, by the way, from this year.
They were
okay. Ryan McMahon's for this year. So that means you would not want to trade for him.
I guess not. That's a blind study there for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Like, and this is why it's so razor thin for me, right? Is because, like, I could see Matt Shaw being our third baseman of the future. I know we'll get into the Matt Shaw part next week, but Ryan McMahon, it's like, does he do enough offensively for me? Or is it just a, hey, we got a guy who can consistently be our third baseman?
We'll go ahead and answer that, Rick. I mean, for me, no, not enough offensively, just barely, but not enough.
For me, if I was answering the question,
where would you like those numbers to be juiced a little bit better? Where? Because
I would like less strikeouts.
When you said 29 walks, I went, ooh, that's fucking.
But then
great.
59 strikeouts.
Yes, but
59 strikeouts in 45 games. It's more than a strikeout a game.
Do I care if it's a strikeout or a ground out?
I just care if he gets on base. Does he get on base enough? On base percentage is .333. Like, is like.
Yeah, Michael Busch is .356. Now again, we're just in the middle of May. Obviously, things change.
And I've seen all over the place, the news that's out there says we are monitoring the Ryan McMahon situation. Monitoring, keeping a close eye on it. The Cubs have not, for my knowledge, gone all in and said, okay, we're in trade talks. There are sites out there that say, oh, they're in trade talks. From everything I've seen, that is not the case. We are just keeping an eye on Ryan McMahon, because the other question I'll ask you, if you're the Rockies, do you even want to trade Ryan McMahon this year? Or do you want to say, hey, let's see if next year he's better and we can get more for him?
That's definitely the thing. I mean, they're not trying to win this year, so what does it matter to them? So that's where I said, like, the only thing they would be trading for is the future, right? They're not trading for players now. They're not trading for a starting rotation guy. We're not going to be able to dump old guys with big contracts on them, like Tyone, or well, I guess he's not really an old guy, but he's got a big contract.
Can I
So
throw?
they're not going to want to eat up money. How much does Ryan make, by the way? Before you go into yours, I'll let you go.
So this year he's making $12 million. So $12 million this year.
That's really good. That's not a lot of money. That's not a lot of money at all.
But for his remaining 2 years, it bumps up to 16.
Okay. Still, if it was like around 2021, I would say no way.
That's probably the best thing about it, is that his defense is solid, and it's 12 million, then 16 million, 2 years of 16 million after that. I got one more blind stat study for you. Would you want this player on the Cubs? Also a third baseman, by the way. So 21 runs, 41 hits, 4 home runs, 18 RBIs, is 17 walks to 21 strikeouts, batting a .247 with an OPS of 702.
Describe to me their extra base hits.
Their extra base hits? So I've said 4 home runs, 0 triples, 10 doubles.
10 doubles. Interesting. Is this a fast man? Does he steal bases?
So he has 1 stolen base this year. So I would say no.
And did you give me strikeouts to walks?
Strikeouts to walks was 21 strikeouts to 17 walks.
That 21 strikeouts is awesome. That means he's put the ball in play a lot. That feels a little bit more, whatever another word for swallowable is. I can swallow that a lot easier than Ryan McMahon, I feel like.
Would you like to know how much money he is making this year?
Yes, sure.
All right. He is making $21 million this year, but then has 2 more years after this of 16 and 15 million.
Oh, I know who this is.
Who is it?
Is he in St. Louis?
He is in St. Louis.
Is that Nolan Arenado?
That is Nolan Arenado, a guy we talked about last week. Would you want those stats or Ryan McMahon stats if you had to choose? Or neither. You could say neither.
That's tough. The
thing that I like about Nolan, the only thing I like about Nolan is that it's the strikeout numbers for McMahon. But yet again, if we trade for him, working with the Cubs, working with our hitting coaches,
it could change a lot. Yeah.
Like I didn't mention this earlier. I should have in the PCA topic. One of the reasons why PCA is batting so well is he's not changed his swing, but he's changed things about how he attacks the ball and how he stands in the box and how he approaches the ball. Could Ryan McMahon make those same changes with our coaches and not the Rockies? Is an organizational problem, not a player problem.
So, number one, definitely. That's definitely an aspect that I think that a hitting staff could definitely have that kind of an impact on a player that may be in a slump. And I'm not saying that Ryan McMahon's in a slump. He's still hitting okay. But like we were talking about earlier, Matt Shaw, he changed his swing from once he was up here, started slumping. He had a really high knee kick. Yeah. Really high. And was always throwing off his timing. He went down to the minors. His OPS went from 256 up to 686. His misses from like a whatever they consider like a dead ball or a good pitch, center pitch. When he was in the majors, he was missing 31% of them. He went down to the minors, he was missing 13% of them. Yeah. And today he came up for his first game and he had 2 hits. One of them was a double. So if that's not an indictment on how good our hitting staff is, obviously maybe and being around other great hitters like PCA or Kyle Tucker and Ian Happ, definitely like he would have the confidence. Maybe he doesn't have his heart in it because they've only won 6 games. There's a lot of factors. A lot of players go either good or bad once they come to a team. Plenty of times people have come to the Cubs and not done good. So, looking at you, Jason Hayward.
Let's see. The Rockies have won 8 games as of May 19th at 9 p.m. Central Time.
Yeah.
8 games. So that means what?
It's an interesting question. And I think this is the reason that we're doing this as a part 2, ladies and gentlemen, is because we need to see what Matt Shaw is going to do. I think this entire decision is in Matt Shaw's hands.
Mm-hmm.
If he can prove that he's supposed to be here, we don't make that trade. We don't try to upgrade the position.
How many total games does an MLB team? Is it 182?
62.
62. So right now, the Rockies are on pace to win 28.17 games. So 28 games.
So, and he's got a couple years on his contract, so he's not on a contract here. I'm not saying that he has a lack of motivation. I don't really have. I haven't watched a single Rocky game. I know you've watched a few.
I did. I bet on the Tigers to cover the run line.
You sent me a picture of a game. I'm like, are you watching the Rockies?
You're like, why are you watching the Rockies, dude? Because I bet on the Tigers.
Then it hit me. It's like, oh, of course, yeah, the Tigers.
Because he gambled on the ponies.
Yep, sure did on the big cats.
On the big cats, baby.
I think that's what's gonna drive this into the first topic of next week, because we need to have a sample size of what he has improved on, and can he might surprise us. You know, did you know, how much did PCA surprise us between
1 year
40
to
days
the
ago
next?
and or no, not even. I'm saying like even at the beginning of the year, in a month, how much did he improve?
I mean, he picked it up, like you said, at the end of April. And has kind of picked it up ever since.
Yeah, I think since the 21st or so of April, he had 6 homers, and he has another 6 homers this month.
You know what, dude? You know what? Fuck it. I'm doing it. I am fucking doing it. You ready for this?
You give him the MVP vote?
Pete Crow Armstrong plus 1,200. I'm not going to put a lot on it. I'll put $20 on it. $20 to win 240 to win MVP. It's all blurry, but there it is. It's locked in.
There you go, fans.
It's locked in. See how much money I have in my account too. But I am locked in.
There's your
locked
proof
on,
right there,
locked
fans.
in. Wait, did I hit a bet that I didn't know about?
All right, get off your phone.
I have more money in my account than I thought I would, Tim. Any final thoughts you got?
Yes. Could Carson Kelly be traded?
Why? Trading a backup catcher for what? For what?
He's not a backup catcher.
Almaya's our starter.
Most of the days are starting DH. Most days are starting DH. So he's a hit. And you can't. Okay. The reason is because
if we trade him, we need a backup catcher. That's my point.
And we have Ballesteros. We have Bally total offense. Total hitness.
Okay. Are we
right?
Yet again, is this a Kyle Schwarber situation though, where Schwarber was supposed to be a catcher, but then they're like, let's just have him DH. Let's have him play left field.
Well, no, Bally did catch one of the games. He caught both, or 2 games, I think. I don't know. That was one of the thoughts
I will say this: if Bally,
I've had that thought for a few whiles.
I will say this: if Bally total hitness can be our spot catcher when Almaya needs like a day, then yes, we could trade Carson Kelly. To who? Yeah. I have no idea. For what? I have no idea.
But starting pitching, but
while you threw that out there, you know what I'm going to throw out that I heard from a friend of mine who's a Cub fan. Apparently, they have said that the Pirates would never do this, but apparently the Cubs are keeping close tabs on the Paul Skeens situation for the fact that if he ever becomes available, would you give up the farm for Paul Skeens?
Yes. Of course I would.
You're like, yes, I love Olivia Dunn, dude.
Yeah. Duh.
Seeing Olivia Dunn in the box, bro.
I liked your idea last week. I think it was Andrew Haney.
Yes.
Did you say?
Yes, I'm all on that.
I liked that. I mean,
Yep.
he's
solid.
Like a diamond in the rough.
He is solid, dude.
I do have a lot of. I don't think they've made a move this year that I thought was like a bad trade or a bad pickup. Other than players that they brought over from last season, I kind of have a lot of trust in this front office and when they're scouting players and picking up the right guys. So, and I haven't felt that in a long time for this team. So it's a very comfortable place to be. I have faith that they're going to be able to. They're probably going to be trading for plug and play guys that are just going to fill in small gaps. But the chances of them trading for an ace are getting slimmer, in my opinion, by the day. Also, I'm off the train of Sandy Alcantara.
Okay. You just don't like him. You don't think he's good enough.
I don't know. You want to bring in a guy who's got an 80 RA?
No, I don't. That's the thing. I don't.
And can you? And that's not a stat you can blame on it being a bad team.
No. I am more on there's a reason I brought up Haney, because I am looking for other options at starting pitcher, but this is where you guys come in. Let us know what you guys think down below. Tim, another great podcast, another great episode of the Wrecking Crew 13 is now in the books. Remember, guys, our Discord's down below, along with our Patreon page. You can also hit that sub button, that like button, and comment down below. Tim,
share, subscribe, do all of that.
It's always fun doing the podcast with you. Can't wait for another episode next week. And as always, see y'all next week. Have a good day, everybody. As always, we'd like to thank the people that make these videos possible, our patrons whose names are displayed on the screen now. If you would like to become a patron, go ahead and click the Patreon icon in the bottom right. And if you'd like to check out another video from MVP Sports, hit the video in the upper left. As always, thanks for watching.